Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. According to David Ornstein, Manchester United have told Jessie Lingard he will not be allowed to leave the club this month. Newcastle offered to pay a £3 million loan fee for Jessie Lingard, and there was a further payment of £4 million. Earlier on today, Jessie Lingard told Ralph Rangnick he wants to leave Manchester United in a face-to-face meeting. Newcastle and West Ham have been battling it out for Lingard. Don't forget the second half of last season, Lingard endured the 4-month loan spell with West Ham and he made an impact. Lingard's been part of the club for a long time. He risen up our academy and that, but he doesn't get in our team. He's out of contract at Manchester United in the summer. Now, it says here, police get more time to question Mason Greenwood over alleged rape. Now, Mason Greenwood was suspended by Manchester United following allegations on social media. Yesterday, Mason Greenwood was arrested on suspicion of rape and assault. So reflecting on that, Mason Greenwood's career at Manchester United is over, and his England career is also over. Was it yesterday Manchester United issued a statement saying that Mason Greenwood will not return to training or play any matches until further notice. It's sickening what Mason Greenwood's done. You know, Mason Greenwood is only the age of 20. He joined Manchester United at the age of 6. Mason Greenwood made his senior debut for Man United back in 2019. Since he made his senior debut, he's made 129 appearances, scored over 30 goals. Last season, he signed a new 4-year contract with Man United. Earlier on this season, he had COVID, and earlier on this season, Greenwood was upset that Ronaldo always starts. Revert back to 2019, Manchester United offered Mason Greenwood a life-changing amount of money for him to leave. Manchester United have loaned quite a few players out in this January transfer window. We recently loaned Donny van der Beek out to Everton. He's on loan at Everton until the end of the season. Everton have paid a loan fee and they're paying Donny van der Beek's full wages. But there's no buy option as Manchester United want Van der Beek back for next season. Donny van der Beek was Frank Lampard's first signing as Everton manager. Recently, Everton officially appointed Frank Lampard as their new manager to replace Rafa Benitez. Van der Beek completed his medical earlier on today. But Man United made the right decision loaning Van der Beek out because Van der Beek will get a lot more opportunities at Everton. Don't forget Crystal Palace also wanted him. Crystal Palace were in talks with Manchester United. Manchester United got Van der Beek from Ajax. Man United got him in a deal worth 40 million. with add-ons included. Man United paid 35 million up front, there was 5 million in add-ons. Van der Beek's got a contract with Man United until 2025. There's an option of a further year, and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. Man United also loaned Amad Diallo out to Rangers until the end of the season. Amad Diallo recently scored on his Rangers debut. Man United also loaned Anthony Martial out to Sevilla until the end of the season. And I think Man United also loaned Ethan Laird out. The transfer window officially shuts in around, 5 hours is it now? Manchester United have not made a signing in this January transfer window. Manchester United want a midfielder because when Rangnick first came in, he identified Manchester United's midfield as a weakness. Now, there's been a lot of narratives coming out about Yves Bissouma today from Brighton. He said, Manchester United are interested in signing Bissouma. He said he could pack his bags and leave Brighton on deadline day. I think Brighton will only sell him if they receive an offer of 50 million. Aston Villa have also reignited their interest. Tottenham have also been in talks. Bissouma is a midfielder. He's 25 years of age. His contract at Brighton expires next year. He's been at Brighton since 2018, so he's been with them over 3 years. He's made 100 appearances in the Premier League for Brighton and he's scored 2 goals. Brighton got him from Lille for an undisclosed fee. Man United have also been in for Boubacar Kamara from Marseille. Throughout the course of this January transfer window, Man United were in for Amadou Haidara from RB Leipzig. Recently there was the reports coming out about Ousmane Dembele, but the rumours regarding Ousmane Dembele to Man United were nonsense. That was stemming from Samuel Lockhurst from the Manchester Evening News. And Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham have been long-term targets for Man United. A lot of players will depart Manchester United this year. I reckon a lot of players will leave Man United in the summer. Cavani, he will leave in the summer because revert back to earlier on this season. Ralph Rangnick revealed that Cavani wants to stay at Man United until the end of the season. Juan Mata, he'll probably leave in the summer when his contract expires. Jessie Lingard, he'll be leaving in the summer now. Matic, he'll also leave in the summer. Jones, he'll be leaving in the summer because Fabrizio Romano recently said that Phil Jones rejected a loan move to Bordeaux. But Man United and Bordeaux actually reached an agreement for Phil Jones to go to Bordeaux in order to get more playing time. Reports from France said that Phil Jones' talks were at final stages. Bailly, he'll leave as well in the summer. Dean Henderson, I'm not too sure about him. because Newcastle have been in talks over getting Dean Henderson on loan. Do you think Tellez will leave the club in the summer? I hope not, because I've been very impressed with Tellez since Ralph Rangnick came in. His performances have been good. Tellez is our first choice left back under Rangnick. So there you go. As you all know, Manchester United are considering offering Ralph Rangnick the job on a permanent basis, because revert back to the other week, he said Man United have put their search for a new manager on hold after being impressed by Ralph Rangnick since he took charge in December. So far, Rangnick has 5 wins from 8 league games, and he's only lost 1 game so far. He's managed 10 games in all competitions, and he has progressed Manchester United to the 4th round of the FA Cup. Rangnick has been Man United's interim manager for almost 2 months. By the way, it said after Man United beat West Ham 1-0 that Rangnick will receive a £500,000 bonus if he leads Manchester United to a top 4 finish. Rangnick earns £180,000 a week. Reflecting on the win against West Ham the other week, that moved Manchester United into the top 4. There's been good performances under Rangnick. There's also been poor performances as well. He's no longer under pressure now, but revert back to earlier on this season, Rangnick was under pressure because there was reports coming out saying that 17 Manchester United players were unhappy and wanted to leave. And it said Rangnick was already losing the dressing room. Rangnick has made changes since he's come in. Earlier on this season, he brought Ewan Sharp in as an assistant coach and analyst. He also brought Chris Armas in as an assistant coach, and he brought Saz Chalens in as a sports psychologist. And Man United changed formation under Rangnick. Our new formation is the 4-3-3 formation. That formation seems to suit our standards under Rangnick. Obviously, the 4-2-2 formation got scrapped because that formation quite clearly wasn't working. Before Manchester United, Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. I'm hoping he can win a trophy this season at Man United, because Man United have not won a trophy since 2017. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. But he is our interim manager till the end of this season, and it did initially say he would continue in a consultancy role for a further 2 years. A few weeks ago, Rangnick said that he wanted Erik ten Hag to become Manchester United's next permanent manager in the summer. I presume there's a lot of Manchester United fans that would like to see Erik ten Hag get recommended in. You've got to admire the work Erik ten Hag has done at Ajax. I like the way he's developed the young players. He's won back-to-back titles at Ajax. Revert back to 2019, he got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals. Erik ten Hag's been Ajax manager for around 5 years. He got appointed in back in 2017. His contract at Ajax expires next year. Before Ajax, he managed Utrecht. Before then, he managed Bayern Munich's reserves. And before then, he managed Go Ahead Eagles. Mauricio Pochettino, he's been relentlessly linked with a permanent role at Man United. Pochettino is the PSG manager. I think he has won a French Cup at PSG. Pochettino's contract at PSG expires next year. He's a good manager, Pochettino, even though he's hardly won anything. Because he's proven in the Premier League, which is beneficial. Before Pochettino endured a 5.5-year managerial tenure at Tottenham. Back in 2018, he got Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final, and at one point he almost won the league when he was Tottenham manager. I think Tottenham made a bad mistake sacking him. And before Tottenham, he managed Southampton. He only endured a short managerial tenure with Southampton, but he still managed to guide Southampton to their highest ever finish in the Premier League. So they're the clubs he's managed in the Premier League so far. And before Pochettino managed Espanyol. Revert back to when Man United sacked Jose Mourinho. Man United should have got Pochettino, but the club decided to go with Solskjaer instead. And I've been hearing that Brendan Rodgers is on Man United's shortlist, but Man United have... A lot of Man United fans have got a lot of reservations about Brendan Rodgers becoming the club's next permanent manager. Manchester United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson retired. You know, we sacked David Moyes after 10 months. Manchester United finished 7th under the David Moyes era. Then Man United sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years, despite us winning the FA Cup under him. Then Man United sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. Mourinho did endure 1 good season at Man United because he won 3 trophies in his first season. The 3 trophies he won was the Europa League, the EFL Cup and the Community Shield. But the reasons it didn't work out under Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the board. Because the board didn't recommend the players he wanted to get in, and he had bad disputes with the top players. And last year, Manchester United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer after almost 3 years in charge. You know, Solskjaer's final game in charge of Manchester United was the 4-1 defeat to Watford. If you do remember rightly, when Solskjaer officially got sacked, he gave a farewell interview and he got emotional in that farewell interview. Which is understandable because obviously Solskjaer was part of the club for a long time, and obviously Solskjaer adores the club. I don't think Manchester United really wanted to sack Solskjaer, but they were left with no choice in the end but to sack him, because revert back to the last few months of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's managerial tenure, the performances were terrible and the results were terrible to go with the terrible performances. But reflecting on that, not all of the blame stemmed from Solskjaer. There was also players that had to take responsibility for those terrible performances as well. Manchester United paid off Solskjaer $7.5 million because revert back to last summer, Solskjaer did sign a new contract until 2024. There was an option of a further year. And Manchester United made a mistake giving him that contract because we knew for a long time that Solskjaer wasn't the long-term manager for Man United. Solskjaer has no proven pedigree as a manager. You know, the clubs he's managed in his managerial career so far. He managed Manchester United's reserve team for a couple of years. so he watched some of this team grow and develop. Obviously, he managed Cardiff. He only enjoyed a short managerial tenure at Cardiff. He got sacked from Cardiff because he got them relegated, so had a bad record at Cardiff. He enjoyed 2 spells at Mulder. He won a few Norwegian titles and that with them, but they're not a big club. And obviously, he managed Manchester United's senior squad. Ollie had a proven pedigree when he was a player for Man United, because when Solskjaer was a player for Man United, he won a lot of trophies, and his most iconic moment as a player was when he scored the winning goal in the Champions League final back in 1999. That was at the Nou Camp. He won the club the treble, and that is the club's greatest achievement. You know, Solskjaer is a legend of Man United and always will be a legend. That's what got mentioned on the statement when he officially got sacked. Solskjaer did get appointed in back in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. He was Man United's interim manager. In his first 3 months, he did very well as the interim manager, so the club decided to give him the job on a permanent basis back in March 2019. When Solskjaer was Manchester United manager, he signed, 14 players. Manchester United spent over £400 million under Solskjaer. On the other side of things, when Solskjaer was Man United manager, he also got rid of a lot of players. He got rid of players permanently, he loaned players out. The players he got rid of permanently, he released Sergio Romero and Joe Pereira. He offloaded Daniel James last summer. Solskjaer offloaded players like Young, Valencia, Smalling, Darmian, Fellaini, Angel Gomez, Herrera, Lukaku, Sanchez. So they're a lot of the players he got rid of permanently. I can't remember all the players he loaned out. And in Solskjaer's first full season, when he was Man United manager, he got us to 3 semi-finals and a 3rd place finish. Last season, which was his second full season, got us to the EFL Cup semi-final, the FA Cup quarter-final, and the Europa League final. That was his first major final as Man United manager, but unfortunately he didn't win it, and got us a 2nd place finish last season. So reflecting on that, some progress was made under Solskjaer. And don't forget, Manchester United went 29 games unbeaten away from home in the Premier League under Solskjaer. Solskjaer did not win a trophy as Man United manager, and I said he wasn't capable of winning trophies as a manager. Revert back to the start of this season, when Solskjaer was United manager, I said, this season was always going to be massive for him, and he had big expectations to exceed. Obviously, the expectations were far too high for him to exceed at the club. Revert back to last summer, Man United enjoyed a very good transfer window. We made 4 signings. 3 of the 4 signings were major signings, and we spent around 141 million last summer. Plus, revert back to last summer when Solskjaer was United manager, he received very good backing from the board. By the way, Solskjaer has returned to Man United a few times. Even though he is not Man United manager anymore. But despite Man United sacking 4 permanent managers since Ferguson, nothing much has changed. We haven't been the same team since Ferguson retired. Since Ferguson retired, Man United have spent around 1.2 billion. We've brought over 40 players in since Ferguson retired. Obviously, when we had Moyes brought just Mata and Fellaini in. When we had Van Gaal, he brought a good, 15, 16 players in. He brought players like Schneiderlin in, Sebastian Schweinsteiger, Angel Di Maria, Memphis Depay, Rojo, Darmian, Shaw, Valdez, Herrera, Falcao, So they are quite a lot of the players Van Gaal brought in. Obviously, a lot of the players Van Gaal brought in are no longer at the club. And, you know, Mourinho, he recommended 11 players into Man United. There's still players here from the Jose Mourinho era. And like I said earlier on, Solskjaer brought around 14 players in. Let me put into the equation, none of this squad is Rangnick's. You know, Rangnick is inheriting players who other managers have brought in. As you all know, Ed Woodward is stepping down at the end of this month. Good news from Man United perspective, because Woodward's been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. Woodward's had a 17-year association at the club. He said Richard Arnold will replace Ed Woodward as the new chief executive on the 1st of February. The 1st of February is tomorrow. And the Glazers, they've been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. Revert back to April last year. The Glazers were planning to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League. So reflecting on that, you know, Man United fans protested against the Glazers at the Carrington training ground and at Old Trafford. The Glazers have owned Manchester United for around 16 and a half years. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. And I have been talking with you about Cristiano Ronaldo recently. There's a good chance Ronaldo will leave Man United in the summer. Well, it said Ronaldo will leave Man United in the summer if they fail to qualify for the Champions League, and Ronaldo faces a 25% pay cut should Manchester United fail to qualify for the Champions League. Reports from Spain said the other week that Ronaldo could be heading back to Real Madrid. Before, Ronaldo enjoyed like 9.5 years at Real Madrid. That's before he went to Juventus. And Ronaldo asked his agent, Jorge Mendes, to find him another club. And I think Man United are looking to sell Harry Maguire and Amon Wan-Bissaka in the summer. Reports from Spain said that the other week. And of course, you know the news on Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba's willing to stay at Man United as long as Ralph Rangnick is manager for next season. Pogba has been impressed by Ralph Rangnick since his arrival, and Pogba's open to signing a new contract. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe. As always, take care, God bless, see you all again very, very soon.